of 12 weeks. We're getting foundations here set for the 12-week course like we do, and the different things, the multiple techniques and tools that are interchangeable, mix and match. Um, we're getting you familiar with them. Some of them may be a review for some of you. And as I was saying, it's just pretty amazing what you can do with people. I was just working with a lady, an individual client today, and just all the different things to help her get to the essence of her situation and have a lot of different tools and perspectives so she can leave much more empowered, to use our theme from Wednesday. And those mudras, I did a mudra with her too, is, you can take away that mudra a person and use that as a regular meditation or uh, focusing tool, like we were saying. Uh, did anyone have any, hold on a second here. Got tangled up there. Anyone have any questions or comments or anything from Tuesday's class before we do some practicing of it? Well, we, as you recall, we did four things, and so we talked about, well, in the theme of empowerment, we talked about connecting with your soul, different ways to do that too. We talked about using a mudra from the mudra deck. We talked about connecting with angels. Um, and you could actually do some muscle testing just to check in on some of those things and things you're getting too. We're going to go much more into muscle testing in future weeks. And again, remember, next week is a week off. So I thought we could do a demo of three of those. Um, I want you to pick two out of three so that you'll do the soul centering, and um, you will, and you'll do it with a person. You'll be the practitioner or on the receiving end, and the person can either have a mudra to help them, uh, and you could do that with them, or ask them if they want to do a mudra, or connect with an angel and use that angel checklist. And again, the angel checklist, just to show you again where it is, you may have it printed out already, um, is in that forms and course materials, the last drop down, angel checklist. And there it is. And you could pick an angel and you can muscle test just to verify that you got some positive feedback or insights. So you could do them all three, but I want to simplify it to just two out of three. You can choose connecting with an angel uh, and pick the angel you want, and then go to the soul-centered place and connect with the angel for a resource. Or you could pick a mudra from the mudra deck, get into that posture, and go to the soul centering using that mudra as a focusing tool resource. And again, you could do all three, but I think I'll just do three as a demo, but you could do two out of three to make it simpler. You can choose, or the person you're working with could choose um, what they want to do. Are there questions about what we're going to do before you practice? So this will be really great. You'll have some hands-on practice how to, and we did a little bit of that on Tuesday, but we'll go further into some practice time here. And you'll be conducting it more too. I did it. I conducted you, led you in. So um, maybe I will do one more as a
Oh, he froze. Oh boy. He's just frozen. He went up into an ice cloud. Yeah, see? Oh, I am the host now, it says. I think he's gonna come back. He'll probably come back in a minute. I wonder if we're still live streaming. Does anyone have the Mudra deck for the class?
No, but I remember the one we
No?
used last night. The Surya Mudra,
Okay.
and there's a
I
version
don't.
of it online that's slightly different.
Yeah.
It's
What about
okay.
you, Terry? Do you have the Mudra deck?
I do not.
I have a Mudra deck. It's not the one in the class, but it's a good one.
Okay.
Want me to pick a Mudra to start the class?
Sure.
Okay. Ah, let's connect with our energies. Grounded and centered. Raising my vibration. What's a good mudra to start the day? Security. You're in good hands.
Yeah.
Kind of neat. It says this mudra is good for kidneys and has a warming and calming effect. Let us seek security and company when we need it, like a child. We can find this with people who are still with us or with those who are already in the next world, with higher beings, spiritual teachers, and holy ones. Perhaps it's a place, perhaps it helps to place images or things in a special place. A fragrant bath can also be a refuge and give us warmth. You can imagine lying in a luxurious bath and let yourself be embraced and caressed by the warm, soft water. And there's just a little mantra. Childlike, I seek and find human and heavenly sanctuary. It carries me, cares for me, and lovingly enfolds me.
So that looks a lot like the one last night, except instead of this, we're
Yeah.
doing the opposite, sort of, right?
Yeah, so it's the ring finger covering the thumb.
Got it. Yeah.
It's hard to do. This hand doesn't want to do it too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Woohoo!
the other one was covering the nail, or the version I saw online had the thumb further up a little bit.
Oh, of the ring finger? Well, maybe this is the same one.
No, it's different because you
No?
have, it matters which digit is on top, right?
Okay.
So you're going to do this for power and this one for
Okay.
security.
Right. Oh, yes. So the thumb is underneath for security and on top for power. Got it. Oh, thank you for that. Okay. Cool.
I know, I like it too.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like two for one, as long as you can keep them straight, it's like if you remember one, you'll remember the other.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Does anyone want to get soul centered?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, I'll lead us into a nice soul centering exercise.
Great.
Okay, so let's just get comfortable and take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. Breathing in the most beautiful, loving, vibrant energy and light into our lungs. And breathing out anything that is dense or dark or heavy. Breathing in love and light, and breathing out dense, dark energy. We're just going to relax into our seat, wherever we are. Oh, here he is. Okay.
Let me get my.
We were
Oh,
just
wow.
in the we were
Yeah,
we were just in the middle of soul centering.
excellent. I'm glad you did it. Yeah, I don't know. I had that problem. I thought I had fixed on my computer. The power thing just went out. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but can you hear me and everything now?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
Good.
yep.
Okay. All right. So tell me where you were since I last left.
So we picked a mudra,
Okay, great. Excellent.
and then we did it. And then I was just gonna go in, I was just guiding everyone into soul centering. We were just breathing in beautiful, loving light and breathing out dense, heavy energy. That's about where I got.
So you did a mudra and you were leading George and Terry into the soul centering. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Good. Okay. Well, why don't we just why don't you continue, kind of resume? I know we
Sure.
were interrupted. Why don't you just continue, Pamela, since it sounds like you're on the right track there.
Okay. Okay, well we'll start with the breathing, getting comfortable and breathing in the most loving and beautiful light and energy. And breathing out anything that's dense or dark or heavy. Just feeling that beautiful, loving energy when we breathe in and releasing what we don't want when we breathe out. And just getting comfortable in our chair and just allowing ourselves to relax. And as we're relaxing, we are breathing out any energy that we've picked up throughout the day that does not belong to us. Breathing out any dense, heavy energy that is not ours, just with our intention and our breath, and sending it back to where it came from with love. And now we're going to breathe in and call back any energy that we have left behind in other places, with other people, other times. Just call it back with our intention and with our breath, breathing it back in, allowing it to fill up our energy and our heart space. And as we relax, we ground ourselves into Mother Earth and send that beautiful energy down into the earth. Send love into Mother Earth as we draw up her loving, healing, bountiful energy. Draw it up into our heart space. Then, as we imagine the crown of our head opening to receive cosmic love and light, it pours down into our head and meets us in our heart space, along with Mother Earth's energy. We imagine that beautiful, loving light and energy like a ball in our heart space, and it starts to expand outward, expanding beyond our body, expanding farther out beyond our aura, and just allowing it to expand out and fill the room, fill your town. Let it expand out to fill the earth, fill the entire cosmos. Just expand out as far as you can. Open yourself up to the energy of the cosmos and the infinite possibilities. Just breathing that in and feeling that with our heart. Inviting any energies or higher vibrational beings, guides, ascended masters, and angels to come and be with us today while we do our practice. And when you're ready, come back to the room. Be open to the infinite. From the center of our heart, the seat of our soul. Coming back now, counting up from 1. We're starting to become aware of our surroundings. 2, remembering everything that we want. 3, releasing anything we don't want. 4, remembering we can return to this space anytime we want. And 5, being fully present in the room, grounded, refreshed, and energized. When you're ready, open your eyes.
That was wonderful. What was the mudra again, Pamela?
Security.
Oh, I'm not.
So it's like the one yesterday, only your thumb is hidden underneath your ring finger.
Okay, so the thumb is under the ring finger and the rest of the fingers are up?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So just holding that if you can comfortably. And was there an intent? Because I know I didn't set it up fully because I disappeared there. Was there an intent before the soul centering that you had?
No.
Yeah, I am childlike. I seek and find human and heavenly sanctuary. It carries me, cares for me, and lovingly unfolds me.
So that was the mudra card, the affirmation.
Yes.
What was the one word for the mudra card? What did it say? What did you say again?
Security.
Security. Okay.
Yeah.
So people, Terry and George, you could just, if you want to hold that mudra for a moment and just focus on security, as I think you're, just to see if anything is coming to you now. About security or anything related. And if you want to make a note on your piece of paper or journal, you take a note or a key insight, you can jot that down. If Terry and George, if it's convenient.
Planning to do some journaling a little later anyway, so I will
Good. Okay.
take
So
care
just
of it and then.
Yeah, that was very nice, Pamela, by the way. So sharing from Terry or George about what you were picking up with your journey into your soul centering with the mudra and security.
Well, I guess I just felt secure when we were doing the soul centering part. And then Philip, when you suggested we open ourselves to whatever might come through,
Mm-hmm.
you know, my mind gets involved, and so it says, well, that's the business of your guardians, you know. Your spirit guide guardian, your guardian angel, whatever there is,
Mm-hmm.
and so I kind of got a collective message from them saying, hey, don't worry, we have this. You know, you don't have to be concerned about these things. And so it's like in this other person I've been associating with, he has a saying. He says, no matter what happens in the physical world, all is well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a matter of perception and attitude and mindset. But I try to keep that, you know, keep that attitude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got the message that from the higher realms, you're totally secure. You're in the arms of God. Everything is working out
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I came to that realization some years ago when I was going through a lot of difficulty, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, you have to figure things out. I mean, it's like you have options, you know. Some of them are not very good,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, you know, how can I put my life back together? And so I said, well, no matter how messed up things seem, there is a path out of it. And in the meantime,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually okay. I may not feel okay every moment. I may be worried about this or worried about that, but I can sort of put that worry aside
Mm-hmm.
and trust that things will work out.
Mm-hmm.
So that helped me a lot, you know, and it does. I mean, even if you find yourself in a serious bind, a really difficult situation, um, being negative about it, which was kind of the way I lived the first several decades of my life,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't do you any good at all, right? You need to have faith that you can with appropriate help, you know, get through the situation.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well put. Good insights. Terry, did you want to
Mhm.
share anything about your experience?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, good. So to do another round, this time with the angels, we could connect with an angel and get a message from the angel. And it could be about something we want a message about. We talked about empowerment on Tuesday, but if there's another theme, you know, I was helping a lady today, as I was mentioning, she was like with boundaries with her partner, you know, trying to get the right boundaries set, you know, that would have been the theme with her, for instance. So we can have another person lead the other two in a journey of connecting one with an angel, choose the angel, go to your higher place where you'll meet your angel and get a message about whatever, you know, you want to focus on something. And it could be, we could do a group thing on empowerment, or you may have something, an area that you want just some clarity on, a general area. Is that clear?
Yep.
Okay. So we need a leader, someone who wants to conduct the rest of us through it. Since there's a small group, we can just do it as a group. Who would like to be the leader to conduct us on a journey of first finding an angel, and you can use that angel checklist and muscle test it like we did on Tuesday. If you don't have it there, just pick an angel that you know that you'd like to connect with. So Terry or George, do either of you want to take a venture and lead us through a little journey in that? So basically, you're going to have the person have us pick out an angel and then guide them again to the higher place where they'll meet the angel this time and get a message or resource, a communication with the angel. That's what we're doing. So it's a variation on what we just did. George, Terry, you want to give, one of you want to give it a shot?
I think maybe we would prefer you do it.
You want me to do it?
Well, one
Okay.
more time. One more time.
Okay, no,
and
that's
then
fine.
Maybe next time we'll be ready.
Yeah, no, that's fine because I know you're
Yeah.
just starting. Terry, how are you doing? I'm not seeing. Are you still there? You okay?
I am processing a lot.
Okay. Do you want me to lead you in this one?
Yeah, I don't feel real comfortable being the guide in the moment.
No problem. No problem. Let me lead you,
Thank you.
and we'll have another variation and get some other insights. So the theme is either empowerment, how we can live a more empowered life, or if you have another theme, you can choose that. Does someone have something else they want to get clarity on besides being having a more empowered life?
I think empowered's good.
Okay. Empowered, okay with everyone? Yeah. Okay, so the angel will be either that angel checklist. Do you have the angel checklist? I don't know the rest if you do.
I do. Yep.
Do you have,
I don't,
okay.
but I'm
So-
assuming empowerment might be really good with Michael.
Okay, sure. That's
For
good.
me.
And what about you, George? Do you have the checklist?
Yeah. I
Is
was
one-
actually going over it.
Yeah, go ahead. Is one kind of your attention going to one and you can muscle test to confirm it?
Okay. Yeah. So it would either be Raziel or Jeremiel.
Okay, see which one tests stronger with your muscle test?
Well, okay. Bear with me a moment here.
Sure.
So
I know which one I want while he's doing that.
Yeah, who are you choosing?
Zadkiel,
Okay.
educator, educational tutor, healer, and Violet. That's the
Okay.
one that's resonating, and it's strong for SK.
Gotcha. So I'm going to work with Gabrielle, even though I'll conduct you, I'm still going to connect while I'm there. George, is one coming to mind? Did you get
yeah, I think so.
a stronger one on
I think-
Raziel or Jeremiel?
yeah, Raziel came out
Okay.
a little stronger.
Good. So let's connect with Raziel. Great. Okay. So we're going to again visit our soul center place, which may be a little different or the same that we were recently, and then connect with our angel of choice there and get a message, a resource on how we can live a more empowered life to help ourselves and others. Okay. So again, relaxing, and whenever you're ready, you can close your eyes and feel more and more comfortable. And with every breath you take, you relax a little more, becoming more and more at ease, more and more comfortable, and all the cells in your body let go and relax even more. And with every breath you take, a wave of relaxation goes through your whole body, helping you to relax and let go further. And as you get more and more comfortable, you start to open up and feel that expansion again, taking in your own energy, letting go anything you don't need. And as you let go and become lighter, you start to lift up again with that open heart, lifting up again to that lofty place. It might be in a cloud, a mountain, or even a higher place still. And in this beautiful, lofty, elevated, soulful place, your angel is there, the one you chose, is there greeting you. You may get a picture or a sense, an energy there. And just greet him or her, acknowledge, be open, grateful. And you can ask, invite a resource, have that archangel help you with a resource for empowerment, to empower your life so you can help others. It could be a color, image, sound, message, something else. And thanking your angel, knowing you can return and connect with him or her at any time. And we'll continue to process, if you choose, integrate this resource for your empowerment. Thanking the angel. Ready to come back. Coming back down into your seat, feet on the ground, on the floor. Feeling grounded, more empowered, ready to come back on 1, 2, leaving what you don't want. 3, remembering what you do want. 4, knowing you can return at any time. And 5, opening your eyes, refreshed in the room, more empowered with that beautiful resource that maybe is still even integrating further. And you can, again, make some notes if you have a piece of paper there or something to make some notes as you process it, because the journaling can bring out more, this automatic writing sometimes called, just a journal on your experience and your resource.
Well, now that you mention automatic writing, that's exactly what I was doing during my experience. I was writing as I was experiencing it. I got a whole list of stuff here.
Oh, wow. Well, that's excellent. Well, before we share, I want to allow a little time and space for the others too. And if you want to go any further, Pamela.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So who would like to share?
I could.
Yes, Terry.
I've been working with my dreams when they show up because of all this work. And I became really aware of the innocent. That's part of the work that we did on Tuesday as well. But and the gift that I received was a sphere. And it's so interesting because that's one of the cards I pulled today. I don't
Mhm.
know if you can see it, but it shows a child um, holding a sphere.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Okay.
And what's it? What does it say?
It says truth. So in my dreams, I was aware of this childlike innocence, but I also have this other part, which is um, kind of indignant, doesn't want to be told what to do, doesn't
Mm-hmm.
trust. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, that's creating such a battle inside.
Mm-hmm.
And, but all of a sudden, as I went more deeply into it, I understood, oh, it was because of the betrayal and what happened is how the other part came into being was to protect her.
Yeah.
So it made perfect sense. But it also, those are two parts that are clashing. Um,
Right.
because that was something that came into being, but it's challenging now to work with this child part who has an issue with authority,
Right.
you know, doesn't and and came into being at a very young age. So
Right.
okay, so what's perfect was as I did a process this morning, I got really in touch with that young child and the innocence and excuse me, the vulnerability of her. And yet it's in that innocence that um, she had no judgment in that place. She only has love and compassion. And that was true with my parents. Um, I didn't judge them. I was able to love them out of this world. And so to be able to tap into her is a beautiful healing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yet I have this really ornery part, you know, that's a warrior kind of. So how interesting that Michael would be the
Mm-hmm.
angel of choice. And and the gift I got from Michael was this golden sword. And I thought how interesting because he's giving that to the child that was the protector and that runs interference and defiance and doesn't want to be told what to do. But in the writing I got, those two opposing sides, the one who doesn't want to be told what to do, there's celestial authority and sovereignty, um, which is about empowerment, not the power over, which was how that young child lost her innocence. Um, but the power of protection. And so it's answering to a higher calling. And
Okay.
it's not just that child part that has to be in charge of everything and running interference, but does that make sense to you? It's
Yeah.
answering.
Yeah. Let me just fill in some of the blanks and give you the cliff notes too.
Yeah.
I sometimes do this with clients too. Just here's the cliff notes. This is where we're, this is kind of like the schema, the big picture. So the big picture, and this is lifetime or lifetimes actually to achieve. I'm not saying this is, now we know the answers and problem solve complete, is that we want to, we learn from these experiences, sometimes traumatic as childhood. And what we want to do is strengthen our spiritual adult, our mature adult who's connected strongly with the soul to guide us and to guide that child. So the child knows, hey, yeah, you can be kind of playful and be assertive and so forth because I'm here, like a protective parent to help you. You're safe, you're secure. You don't have to try to
Security.
Yeah, there's a security card. Thank you, Pamela, on cue. So that's the Cliff Notes. That's where we're going. And, easier said than done. But the child isn't here to protect herself, isn't here to protect you. Quite the contrary, just like an adult, you as a spiritual adult, you're here to protect the child. Yeah, give them time to play and be assertive and courageous, of course. And then the magic child can do some really wonderful, creative things too. But those are the Cliff Notes, and maybe that will help kind of put some of the pieces together and where things are going in integration. And as I said, this is not like, oh yeah, I get it, I'm done,
It's ongoing. Yeah.
Yeah, we go to deeper levels and deeper activations. And well, first of all, Terry, does that make sense, by the way?
It does, and it spoke to the child who wanted to be a protector, but now is available to the higher realms and the higher
Right.
calling, but not using power over,
Right.
which is essentially what it was bucking against, was the misuse of power.
Yeah,
And so
right.
now
So,
it was standing in a holy place.
so it can trust you to protect it, so it doesn't have to worry that you're going to abuse or misuse your adult power, which is great. It's making me kind of think about how children have power. Young children have a certain sense of power and exuberance and energy. But it's not power over people. In fact, even adults really, unless they're misusing their power, are kind of working to empower others, But there is a certain power that a child has growing up. I mean, just having certain energy and certain freedoms and certain creativity and courage. So, and that may also lend itself to the magic child, the wonder child. I'm wondering, I'm thinking, Terry, too, about that gift from Michael about the golden sword, where that can play out. There may be more to that too.
It felt like the third chakra, the place of sovereignty and your own sense of power. So not only it felt like it was morphing from the child having to take on that role, but now is assuming the higher calling, or is able to take guidance from Michael, from the higher realms, and the right to be in the world. So
That's
that
good.
is empowerment.
Yeah. Right to be in the world and exist and explore the world.
And the ability.
How old is the child? About
Gosh, 5 or 6.
Okay, yeah, that's often when this type. So if you think of a 5-year-old, what would empowerment for a 5-year-old and others, we could all bring in. I'm just thinking about a 5-year-old who's empowered what would be a proper, balanced, healthy empowerment for a 5-year-old? What would a 5-year-old be doing if she's empowered?
This is mine and that is yours. Maybe.
Yeah, have a sense of what is hers and what is not hers. Have a sense of being playful and how to play.
Saying,
The
I
right.
don't want to do that.
I was going to say the right to say no.
Yeah, that's good.
To stand up, and because that part came into being, was standing up for the child that couldn't, the young one.
Yeah, so and the child would know that it has a healthy adult, which it may not have growing up, of course, helping protect it and keep it safe, so it could feel comfortable and explore and play and stand up and have some choices.
I had wondered how I was going to integrate those two because they seemed opposing, and um and the one was so defiant. It was like, how do I work with this part now that I understand how it came into being and its purpose? But
And
how do I?
that's why the cornerstone is about the soul centering. When you're soul centered, you're integrating all that into your soul.
Yeah,
If you're trying to
perfect.
do it from a 5-year-old consciousness, it's not going to work, of course. Yeah. And if you try to figure it out like kind of a left brain conventional adult, like, and I think there's some value in a harmonious family, what a harmonious family would look like too. I mean, I think that could be useful as one model, a healthy
So
family. Yeah.
thank you for that.
Okay, good. Excellent. Thanks for sharing that. And George, did you want to share at all what Raziel showed you, or what you came across?
Okay, yes. Well, it's pretty interesting. So Raziel, according to the checklist, is a spiritual mentor, magician, and guru.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that took precedence over psychic abilities, visions, and dreams on this occasion. So it was interesting. So yeah, I was in my usual place, and this being is sitting on a rock, which would be a good place to sit. I mean, it's the right height and shape and all that. And he appeared as a bearded man, maybe early middle age or something like that, wearing robes. I didn't see wings or any of that stuff, but so that's not all that important. But I thought it was interesting because you don't know what's what's going to turn up, and then that's what turned up. So when I asked for the resource or the gift, he handed me what he called a cloak, and it was a robe similar to what he was wearing, perhaps simpler, and sort of suggested I put it on. So I did,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt a little heavy. I mean, not burdensomely heavy, but I could just
Mm-hmm.
feel the weight of it on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "This represents your responsibility to others, and as you're developing spiritually, remember that you're not doing it all for yourself." And
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter what role or roles you take on. It could be, teacher, guide, healer, whatever, or none of the above. But just having the knowledge and skills and being able to expand, right, spiritually and consciousness, it makes you more capable, but also imparts a responsibility. And he said it will do you good to put this cloak on before you engage in spiritual activities. Not like demanding that I do that, but recommending, right? So that I will always be reminded that I'm not just there for myself, and that I'm
Mm-hmm.
not to get some attitude like, oh, I'm a very spiritual person now. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, so I'm while you were talking with Terry, I was trying to pay attention, or let her, she was explaining her experience. I was trying to pay attention to that,
Yeah,
but my mind is also riffing on all of this that I experienced.
sure.
And the thing about it is, I think that we're progressing at different speeds, and some don't seem to be progressing or whatever. But as a species, we're heading towards being an ascended species, and we're all going to be spiritual people in the future at some point. So um, it's like there's a cue saying, where we go one, we go all. So everybody who's trying to develop themselves spiritually now is contributing to a wave of awakening. That's will
Mm-hmm.
affect all humanity in the long run.
Cool.
Yeah. So those are
Mm-hmm.
just thoughts that we're trying to run with my mind, or my mind was trying to run with. But I also realized that I too have inner child work to do, and I'm not going to talk about that. But I appreciated Terry's experiences, and I probably will go back and listen to the video of this and listen more closely to what she was saying instead of following my own thoughts like I did in this in the live situation. So
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
that's very interesting. I'm trying to feel into that idea of that rope or the cloak
Yeah.
as a reminder, kind of is it sort of a humility or a reminder that you're growing spiritually for yourself and for other people?
Well, it has multiple roles. I mean, the one I mentioned seemed to be the primary. Like, okay, you put it on, you feel the weight of it, and it's not burdensome, but it's just reminding you, that you have a weight of responsibility. So there was that. It's also something to keep you warm, and I mean that's good too, right? I mean, so it has a role in comforting and keeping you safe. So security again, right? You're not going to freeze to death as long as you're wearing this robe. Yeah.
Yeah, so they got the security theme coming up. What it made me think of, George, was when we wear clothes for ourselves and for other people. If we think about it,
Right.
from a spiritual point of view, what would be, you'd have an outfit that would be appropriate for other people, that would be not to impress other people, but to fit in or to contribute to the visual and the scenery and the environment.
Yeah, well, I think a robe of that sort or a cloak would there is a certain humility to it because there was nothing really special about it. It wasn't ornate by any stretch of the imagination. It had maybe a basic color and then a collar that was a darker color, but it's just like you might like in the modern world, of course, you show up looking like that, then it's going to be, well, I'm here, I'm a little different, I'm here for a special purpose or something like that. But not elevating yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe being more in a servant position.
Right. And I'm looking here biblically at the Old Testament, symbol of authority, the cloak, but I think it is in the sense of being like a servant, not like, kind of going back to Terry's idea, not trying to dominate or control people, but like, since I am going spiritually, I'm taking this humble role of these things coming through me that I'm certainly trying to grow for myself, but I'm helping everyone by the work I'm doing, and it's symbolized by this sounds like this beautiful cloak and robe that you were given.
Well, beautiful but simple. I would emphasize the simplicity.
Simple, yeah, that's good too. Yeah, thanks, George. That's interesting. That was profound. Pamela, do you want to share?
Yeah. So first of all, if I may, George, just say that if you think about it and you're putting on the robe and you're using it for some sort of purpose, maybe it's just to align yourself so you realize that, okay, I've got the robe on now, so I'm aligned, I'm ready, my brain is ready for this, I'm heart centered, and now I'm ready to do my work. So just like a preacher puts on a robe or a nurse puts on a uniform, I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to do the role, ready for my whole body to align with nursing or to align with whatever.
Yeah,
that's just what I got.
Yeah,
if that makes
I like
that
that.
makes any sense. But
useful,
so my angel was Zadkiel, and when I went up to my mountain, I went up to the cloud, and for some reason now Jesus is always there. So he was there, and Zadkiel showed up as just a whole beautiful cloud of violet that surrounded me. and Jesus and all of we were just all surrounded by Zadkiel. And when you said what resource, he said he's giving me the resource of sleep, rest, and balance because I've got a lot of learning and growing. So I'm gonna need that. And I was reminded to, again, which I've been reminded before, less TV time, more balance, self-care, meditation, and create boundaries with not just myself, but with others, so that I'm not allowing my energy to be drained, or I'm not taking on too much energy, learning where I end and other people begin. So that's what I got from that.
Boundaries.
Yeah. And sleep and rest because lots is coming.
Yeah, there you go too.
But that I'm in good hands and secure. I'm secure.
And which angel was that again?
Zadkiel.
Zadkiel, yeah.
Yeah, he's the educational tutor and healer.
And so that goes along with that mudra card.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that mudra brought up some stuff too.
Yeah, that seems to fit in. So you were getting kind of multiple messages on a similar theme from different places.
Yeah.
Great. Good. Thanks for sharing. Any general comments or questions about connecting with the soul, again, with using mudras and or connecting with angels? And these are, really nice things you can do with clients or people you're helping. As you can see, they're very practical and people really enjoy it, get a lot out of it. It's another resource because you want to have a certain amount of tools in your toolkit, because you're going to help some people who need a bunch of, you need different tools at times to see, to explore things. And, you may have multiple sessions. Some people, I've done sessions with people for, literally for years. I mean, maybe hundreds of sessions with them, which amazes me that I can do that much. But occasionally you'll get people who like to just be with you over a long period of time. And maybe some of you have even experienced some of that, beginning to. So, I mean, it's good to have different things you can rely on, and a lot of things you'll return to, of course. What happens, you'll notice when in yourself and when you're helping with people, is you have similar themes and issues and go deeper into them. So, I mean, Terry's going into that like defiant part, distrustful part, and she gets a certain level. As she goes further into the course over the week, she'll go probably deeper into it and see other aspects of it. That's why when I say kind of giving the cliff notes, there's a lot of subtleties and dimensions to it, and it affects many different things. And it's, it's a profound learning experience. Other comments and questions, things that we might want to also mention or discuss before we close.
May I direct a comment to George?
Please.
Please.
George, I felt when you were talking about the robe, there's a cloak, the sense of humility and servitude, right?
Yes.
And the sense that you mentioned of responsibility, but also there is a sense of nobility around having someone gift you a cloak like that. And then all of a sudden I remembered the story of the prodigal son who, has gone off and squandered his inheritance and feels unworthy and is outliving his life, and then finally returns home, and instead of being chastised, his father takes off his robe and gives it to his servant and says, "Put this on my son's shoulders." And then he said, "And give him this ring." So it's like being received and welcomed um, in a very profound way, like welcome home.
Yeah, that's good.
So-
Thank you, Terry. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think that's somewhat applicable, which, you know, I mean, we sit sometimes and reminisce and reflect on our lives. But, you know, one of the questions I asked myself was, you know, how come it took me 7 decades to get to the point where I'm taking all this as seriously as I really wanted to and should have done, probably from childhood. You know, it's like I grew up in a family of, you know, where people were serious thinkers on the deeper things of life. And my father definitely encouraged it. I mean, I remember asking him at a certain point, well, Dad, you know, I'm thinking about what I might want to do when I grow up, and I don't really have any idea. What would you like me to do? And he said, well, I think you should be a religious philosopher and write a lot of books.
Wow.
You know, I sort of missed that, you know.
You didn't quite grasp that one. Okay.
Yeah. But, you know, the point is, yeah, it's like, of course, I mean, I've been involved with religion or spirituality or, you know, whatever I thought was spirituality at the time. For most of my life, I went through a period of about 6 years of agnosticism where I just was like, okay, it's too much for me to deal with right now. But aside from that, yeah, I mean, it's been an interest. But, you know, I'm at the point now where I think you and Jane are, Philip, you know, of like, I've got to figure it out for myself, and I can eclectically draw from here, there, and elsewhere, but I have to figure out what works for me and
Right.
pursue that. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so
And you're
that's,
finding the tools that you
yeah.
most comfortable with. By the way, going back to the robe, what was there a color on the robe?
Well, it was kind of a, it's the colors of this, which I just realized, this cap that hangs around here. So it's still kind of a light beige color and the darker brown for the collar. And she has markings like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
A bit, I'm just picking up a bit from the internet about the robe from Archangel Raziel, inviting into deeper spiritual mysteries and becoming a guardian of wisdom who uses knowledge compassionately.
Okay. Good.
So it sounds like you're right on track there, George. You and Raziel. Good. All of you, Pamela and Terry. That was a very, seemed very profound. I mean, it felt very profound to me. I hope it was for you.
Mhm. Yeah, always.
Any final comments or questions?
Well,
Thank
just to get very briefly, yeah, I had this sense that it was a numinous experience in the sense that, like, well, for one thing, what's the gift going to be? Well, my mind had several suggestions. It wasn't anything like that at all. It was a piece of clothing, which was not anything like what I expected, right? Yeah. And then it turns out to be a very profoundly meaningful piece of clothing.
Yeah,
you.
right.
Mhm,
So
for sure.
in closing here, and just again, remember that there is a week off, and a lot of what we've done the first 3 weeks is laying the foundation for going deeper in the rest of the class. So you can practice, hopefully with partners, with your partners in class or outside of class. Have a week off, relax, whatever. And feel free to connect with Jane or myself if you have a comment or question too. You're always open to that. Final comment, something like a takeaway, something that you found useful for today's lab practice.
I have a quick practical question.
Yes.
So it says 8:34 and we started at 7:30. Is this supposed to run for an hour or an hour and a half?
Well, it's usually between an hour to an hour and a half, usually around an hour, 15 minutes. Sometimes it does run an hour and a half. Jane often will go longer.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you weren't confused at all by the time change, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, we had a
we're
smaller class. It just feels this is a little shorter than
Yeah,
usual, but it feels
okay.
just the way it
Yeah.
completed itself. It feels like we're complete now.
Mhm.
I,
Yeah.
I also wanted to share that, having done that, deeper work, I didn't feel comfortable being the lead, or guiding someone.
Mm-hmm.
And yet now, that feels more integrated. And,
Good.
so I also feel more empowered. Funny,
Mhm.
that should be the word. But also that the words for, security came into
Yes.
that younger part of self. For the child that wanted to wield power and protection. But anyway, I felt now much more adept or comfortable being in a role to help someone else,
Oh, good.
you know? And that's amazing how I just had to go with my feeling that said, I
Yeah.
don't feel it in the moment. And yet, after the work, it feels integrated much more so.
Good.
So thank
Great.
you for that.
Great. Pamela, any final
Mhm.
thoughts, takeaways, ahas for tonight?
Well, I'm feeling much more empowered for sure with every class I take, with every practice I do. And I really enjoyed the way that we kind of had a theme that was sort of just serendipitous, like
Mm-hmm.
the security, the mudra that sort of just kind of is repeating throughout this whole class. I think it's like so cool that it just it works, and I work with mudras um more now because we're doing this class, but it just whatever mudra I pick, it doesn't matter. It seems to be the right one. It just seems to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I really I'm getting into these mudras and
Yeah,
these
they're wonderful. There's
yeah,
so many things you
yeah,
can do with them. Yeah, that's great.
yeah. Yeah,
Good.
and I'm gonna pick a mudra for the day when I have to go to work so
Good.
that I can do my mudra if I need to take a moment and center and ground and mudra.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Good
I'm
job,
enjoying that.
everyone. Yeah, thanks, Pamela. Good job, everyone.